All right. Back. Coffee Talk is back. It's been way too long. First guest is back, Steven Liambas. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No, man, it's been a long journey to get here, but we are both vaccinated. We both are feeling good, so we're comfortable in front of each other, so it's all good. So, Steven Liambas, for those of you that know, we've been marketing and pushing a lot of his products lately, and that's because Steven Liambas does an amazing job when it comes to marketing a property. So I'm going to get into, Steven, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I'm a real estate broker at Remax Noble Corp. I've been in the industry for about 5 years or so, and one of my biggest passions is marketing. So I feel like I just bring it out in all my properties. And the first person I go to is you, especially for all the media.
I remember when we first started, you were telling me about your marketing background, and I started looking at your stuff. I was like, this is good. Like, this is what a real estate agent needs to know and understand, and you had that background.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went to school for marketing. I did some marketing at my prior job, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me incorporate that in real estate. I felt like 5 years ago there was a big void in professional marketing. Property, especially also personal branding as well.
Yeah.
So I just took it from there, and it just keeps getting better and better every year.
Yeah, and I have to say, like, one of the things that I love working with you is that you see that vision.
Absolutely.
And how important it is. And I think one of the biggest things when I got into the business was, the standard HDR photos isn't going to cut it anymore, and especially depending on the market you want to go to. But even these big multi-million-dollar homes, people are just doing basic HDR photos. I'm like, you got to do better than that. So in order for you to stand out, we provided something that was an elevated tier of kind of marketing and photos and stuff. So we first met was at Montgomery.
Montgomery, yeah, in Etobicoke. We had a nice,
it's a beautiful property,
temporary home.
Yeah,
I remember you saying this was one of your favorite styled homes to shoot.
Yeah, because it had like a unique, modern, but yet contemporary look to it.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and it was just, where it was located was great. Etobicoke was a great location, right? And the property was beautiful, obviously, and the furniture and the decor. it was stunning. So as soon as we walked in, Andrew and I were like, this is going to be good.
It's a good one.
And honestly, that's how we feel. Like, when we get into a house, we get this vibe, like, this is going to be a good shoot. Like, you just know, because there's so many things to shoot, so many details, so many little things that we did. And you ordered, our biggest package at the time, which was our knockout plus some extras, and we did time lapse, we did video overlay time lapse where we did the day to night.
Yeah, we did also neighborhood shots as well.
We did neighborhood, we did drone, obviously, we did all that stuff.
Yeah,
and ultimately it sold.
Sold in record time as well.
And that's one of the biggest things that I love to hear is that you got it sold fast. Also, you probably got some business out of it, I'm hoping.
Absolutely.
Right?
Those build my portfolio as well, especially leading up to a property like this that we're going to talk about shortly.
So that is the big thing that I wanted to kind of mention is portfolio. The key word you said is portfolio. So when you get houses like this, and you get properties like this is your opportunity to start making a name for yourself as a business.
Absolutely.
Which you've done such a good job on. So that's why I say I love working with you, because you see that vision, you see the potential of where you have to take it to. I'm super excited and pumped to talk about this, but I want to get a little bit more information with Steven before I kind of bring this up, and we'll show you all kinds of stuff. But so Steven, we did after Montgomery, we did a few more after that.
Yeah, we did. Another big one was St. Germain in Toronto.
Yeah, that was a nice
Park.
That was winter really when nice. You're shoveling the snow.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Shoveling the snow outside so we can get a really good shot. That was awesome.
Yeah, that one was fun. As well, this summer we did a fun one on at Friday Harbor.
Yeah, Friday Harbor.
That one shot beautifully.
Yeah.
Me and Andrew were there pretty late doing some nice reels as well, which was great.
Yeah.
But the whole team was there from morning to night.
Yeah.
We had to go through some things to get the drone shots and everything, but it was great.
But you know what? That's part of like an area like that, property management. You're gonna have. We had Steven there doing the FPV stuff. We had our drone flying around, so there's a lot of noise going on, and a lot of people are going to kind of question it. But
absolutely,
you take the proper precautions so you don't have any issues. We still had a security guard that was like, "Hey, what's going on?" We're like, "We already took care of it."
Yeah, exactly. Like, here are the emails and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So
funny thing about that property is, when we talk about Shanty Bay shortly, the agent that was involved in Shanty actually saw me shooting at Friday Harbor.
Oh,
That's
really?
a different conversation to be
Okay.
had. Yeah,
Yeah.
he remembers. He's like, "What are all these drones doing?" And we were in the village shooting some reels, and he actually distinctly remembers us doing that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just goes to show the power of social media. Now, let me ask you a question. When we did Montgomery and we did those other ones, we did an Instagram live,
Yes.
and that was on there. How does that help you, help market your business, like in the properties?
Well, the Instagram Live like just begins the hype of the property.
Yeah.
So that's just the beginning of the marketing stage, and then we get the final assets, and then it blows up from there.
Yeah.
So that's just like the nice beginning part of marketing the property.
Yeah.
Gets a lot of exposure, a lot of unique eyes, and a lot of inquiries actually.
Yeah.
I remember Montgomery had about 4 or 5 inquiries as soon as the live started.
You're right.
And I remember some of the comments were asking specific questions, and then you relayed them to me.
Yeah, and then they contact you,
Yeah.
which, one of the things that I love is when that happens and you get a lead out of it, maybe even potentially another listing out of it. I mean, it's one of those things where if you can get some more business out of it, that's amazing. Well, because that just means I'm going to get the business again afterwards. So
Yeah,
we all help
pretty
each other
much.
out. That's how it works, right? But, when I do the lives, and that's kind of what made me continue doing the lives, was because seeing the success of someone like yourself and what happened. And again, before we get into what exactly happened, one of the other things I want to ask you is you're with Remax Noble Corp.
Yep.
And they're in Concord.
Vaughan.
They're in Vaughan.
Langstaff and 400.
Yeah. So do you find yourself more of an agent as luxury or kind of everything? Like, how do you
I mean, I do it all from
commercial?
leases, commercial to super luxury.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. I treat every property the same.
Yeah.
You know, Matt.
100% you do.
You're
Yeah.
on every property I do, no matter if it's $500,000 or $20 million.
Yeah.
So I treat it exactly the same because I want to be very consistent with my brand
Yeah.
and my portfolio.
Yeah.
I don't want.
That's what you're selling too, right? Like when someone calls you, like, "Hey, I saw what you did over there." You
I
can't
could-
give them something less.
Absolutely, and I could show them what I do.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing about my marketing, and I've said this year over year. You have to be very consistent.
Yeah.
You got to be very on brand.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go super luxury or super professional, keep it that way.
Yeah. I mean, listen, in hindsight, I can understand sometimes there's not that same flexibility in terms of marketing because, homeowners commission, whatever the case may be, right?
Sure.
But it just puts a dent if the homeowners don't allow you to market the way you're supposed to. And
Yeah, I agree with that, but it's my job to convince them and show them,
Why?
trust my expertise
Yeah.
and why this marketing will lead to selling this at top dollar.
Yeah.
So that's my job to do. And having pieces like this help me portray that.
Yeah.
So it's building that portfolio. And it's not even hard for me to convince them now.
Yeah. So do you find that with the market being so hot, it's kind of like a less of a fight, or is it?
I mean, sometimes when a market's really hot, it's tricky because the seller's expectations might be very high and unrealistic, and then also buyers on the buyer's side, it becomes frustrating too. So a market like now is quite frustrating. But regardless where the market's at, I will always do professional photos, professional media. I will never cheap out on that. It's just a really important thing to me, no matter if the market's slow or hot. Doesn't matter. If I know the property's going to sell in one day, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to do it.
Yeah, and that's so important. I mean, that's probably one of the best advice for anybody listening. Staying consistent is so important, not only for your brand, but it's also, again, it's a portfolio work, right? Like it's just that consistency. So one of the other things that we talked about was you had kind of a fear at the beginning, and Andrew was like, we wanted to do intros, and Steven was like, I'm not really that type of
To get on camera.
right? So we actually broke you, and
broke
we
me.
did it at Shanty Bay.
Yeah,
That was the first one.
that's right.
So what made you just say, I'm doing it? Bite the
You know
bullet.
what? I knew 2021 was the year where I had to go on video.
Yeah.
Everyone's been telling me that year over year, especially you guys. And I said, what better property to do my first intro
Ah.
than Shanty Bay?
Yeah.
So It took a couple of takes, but
You
we
did
got it done.
good. Listen, you did good. Andrew and I had a side bet. We said you were going to be at around 6 or 7. I think you beat that. You were at like 5 or 6.
Yeah, no,
It
it
was
was
good.
it was pretty good. Like after the first couple takes, you get used to it, and it's just normal, second nature.
Yeah.
You're talking about the property. You didn't really have to preset anything because you're an expert on that property, so you
know
just
it.
talk.
That's it. So you should be talking to me like as if you're just trying to sell me the house. You're just
Exactly.
talking about
It
it.
doesn't have to be a script.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I think, what makes it a little bit more authentic,
Yeah.
too. So since we are on that topic, let me bring up, we're going to pull this up because I already have this queued up, and we're going to show you Steven's first.
Nice and convenient.
Let's go across here. All right. I already have it. Look at that. Shanty Bay. Boom. Oh, and you hit 10K views.
Wow.
Awesome. All right. So this is on our YouTube. It's also on Steven's YouTube. But let's shut this off here for a second. So beautiful.
What a property.
Man. We're going to get into talking about this, but that was incredible. And everything about this.
This was the morning shots, right?
This is all morning shots, yeah.
Love this transition.
Yeah, Andrew did a fantastic job building this up, building the hype.
This was the time lapse too.
There he is, coming out, looking all pretty. Look at him.
Hi everyone, I'm Steven Liambas from Remax Noble Corp. Standing here at my newest waterfront listing at 2831 Ridge Road West in Oromadante, in the exclusive pocket of Shanty Bay on Lake Simcoe. There's so much to tell you about this property, but I'll let the home speak for itself. Now let's enjoy the tour.
Boom. All right. Good job. That was
Not bad.
good, man. I still watch this and I'm like, wow.
I
what a
get chills.
property, eh?
So when we show the property,
Yeah.
this was always in the background.
Playing
out
on
of,
TVs.
yeah, like in the theater.
Nice.
And everyone just stops and watches. So
Yeah.
it's a good transition into the tour.
Well, because you're inside the house, you get to actually see it from a different perspective,
Yeah.
too, right?
Absolutely.
But kudos, guys. Andrew knocked this out of the park. He spent a week editing this video. And if you listen to it, you can see there's like 7 different songs, I think, that was in it.
yeah.
We did first transition. I looked at it. I'm like, Andrew, we need to tweak this. We need to tweak that. And Andrew went back, found another song. We started tweaking it a little bit more. But we could not have gotten this video to look as good as it did if you didn't allow us to do that. And that honestly, that goes kudos to you. And I know your homeowners were so accommodating. They put us up. Basically, we slept over. I mean, it was awesome. We literally slept over in the boathouse. Myself, Steven, and Andrew, we were there. We slept over. We woke up at, I think it was 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Set up the cameras.
Set up the cameras. We had to get that sunrise, and we had the drone ready. And even though it's like literally, 20 seconds of footage maybe at the beginning and then another 40, let's say 40 a minute at the end, that footage tells the whole story about this whole property from night to day. You needed it.
Absolutely. And when I messaged you or spoke to you about this property, I remember telling you I had a vision.
Yeah.
We laid it out, but then I also said, I'm giving you full reins to do what you think you have to do on this property. It didn't matter if it took 1 day to shoot or 7 days to shoot. I remember telling you that.
Yeah.
And the homeowners so accommodating.
Yeah. It makes such a difference.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, the first visit we went there was preliminary just to kind of get it ready and to kind of look at what we were going to shoot. While we were waiting for the trees, the homeowner even wanted all the trees. Obviously, I mean, look at the scenery, right? You need to have all the trees and everything in. But kudos to making that happen because, there's that golf swing for it. Another one, eh? That actually went into the trees.
Thanks, Andrew.
Andrew made it sound like it went into the hole. Yeah, I mean, this property is just gorgeous. So kind of getting back to it, like you can see the vision now. When you have a property like this, you need to be able to allow that creativity, which takes time.
Yeah.
No, full disclosure, guys, this was the most expensive and top shoot we've ever done. And I think for a house that's at $20 million, there's no questions that it's like, I have friends of mine that are videographers in California, and they have houses that they're shooting.
Yeah.
And they're doing this pretty much day in, day out, a couple of days. So there is, I'm going to say maybe 2 agents that I know that would kind of spend the money on this to do something like this, which is sad, because a house like this, you need to be able to blow it up the way you did. So thank you for having that vision. That was awesome. And thank you for allowing the homeowners to understand and be so accommodating, because that was fantastic. We had breakfast. You made pizzas for us. I mean, it was like
Barbecue. Yeah.
Get another listing like this. Let's do like 4 of these a year. We're
Hey,
awesome.
why not?
Yeah. So okay. So since we're in Shanty Bay, guys, I want to kind of bring this out. This is the book that Steven made, and you can't. The feeling of this is kind of like a suede. Like
yeah,
a
it's
velvet.
called Soft Touch.
Yeah, it's a soft touch book, and then obviously the Twilight shot that we did that's on there. This was with the drone, and then obviously all the inside pictures, full-blown pictures. Now, one of the things that Steven said to me was, Matt, I really want you to take some photos that are a little bit more designer-like, interior designer-like. So we had some shots where I didn't bend this, but we had some shots where they're a little bit more, vertical. There's a little bit more focus on certain parts of the house. It's not all the wide shots all the time.
And Matt, what did that take? Like 20 photos into one kind of thing?
So there's multiple blending flashes in different rooms. We'll have, like, especially a room of this size, you'll have, let's say, the dining room, the kitchen, another room in the back. All that stuff has to be lit up. So you're flash popping all this stuff, and I'll have, anywhere from 15 to 20 layers, and then you have to mask it all in, blend it all in to make the final shot. You're also trying to create the shadows. So on some of these shots, we actually put the flash outside. I don't know if I have it here. We put the flash outside, flashing into the dining room and living room. Yeah.
Oh.
So all this one here, there's flashes outside here flashing into this. Because we want to have, especially there, you can see along the chairs where the sun looks like it's sun rays coming in. That, to me, is where being more of an artsy photographer, you allowed me to have that creativity and that time to do this. This house alone would take 2 days just to do the photos by itself. And thankfully, with my team, they can take care of the video side of it. So we were able to kind of nail this all, and then obviously the Twilight and everything else that came out of this. But let's get into the exciting news about this property, and that's how it was sold. Now, we do Instagram Live, and we were walking down. We were at the garage, the 6-car garage, and I remember this.
Yeah.
And we were walking back, and I got a phone call, or I got a message, and it was from one of my clients that I've done some work for. His name's Mike, and he said, "Matt, can you tell me a little bit more about this property?" He started asking me some questions, and I'm doing, trying to get work and all this. I'm like, "Listen, just talk to Steven. He'll be able to help you out." And sure enough, he got a hold of you. So I'll let you tell the rest of the story from there.
Yeah, so I distinctively remembering us walking down the driveway to the stables.
Long walk.
The long walk.
Yeah.
And you got a call.
Yeah.
And it was from a guy named Mike.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Matt, how did that call go?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he had a potentially interested client because he saw it on your social.
Yeah.
And he's like, give me Steve's contact.
Yeah.
So then he reached out to me that same day. And then I mentioned to him that I will have a dedicated link to the listing shortly. So a week passed due to editing and everything. Mm-hmm. And I sent him the link. And he's like, okay, Steve, let's stay in touch. I think I have an interested party. And then evidently enough, he was the buying agent. So
what?
Yeah. So he's the guy that first saw this property from your Instagram.
Wow.
And the video reeled him in. And it also got the clients super interested. So they saw the link. They watched this full video and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
I think the new buyer mentioned she watched it over 20 times.
Wow.
And eventually they came up for a showing, loved it, came for a second visit, and then boom, sold in record time.
That's so awesome. Like, wow. I'm
That's how it went.
That is fantastic news. So congratulations, because selling a $19 million home is not easy.
Yeah, it was a interesting journey, but it went amazingly, and couldn't ask for a better outcome.
The power of social media. Like, I keep saying this to agents and to other videographers and photographers. You can't just be a photography company anymore. You need to be a media company.
I see you guys as a marketing company.
We're a media partner with you.
Exactly.
That's the way I see it.
That's any listing, you're a part of my listing package.
Yeah.
So, like, my marketing is Stallone Media. So that's how I don't see you guys as a photography, just a media company.
Oh, it's music to my ears. Yeah. I mean, because that's ultimately, what we try to do. This is our business. We know how to market. We know how to do media. Let us help you help sell the house.
The power of social is incredible nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing happened with Montgomery. We had some phone calls out of it. I know
Montgomery, we had that. Saint Germain, we had that. Friday Harbor, we had that.
Yeah. So, wow.
And one property that we teased was on Brentwood. In Etobicoke, we weren't even able to finalize shots for that, and we sold it before it even hit the market.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, I remember when you messaged me and you were asking me about Mike, and I'm like, he does homes and he also sells, and I said he's a good guy. So I'm glad. I'm happy for both of you guys that it actually
honestly
worked out.
Couldn't ask for a better co-op agent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Well, listen, it's one of those. Oh, look at this! Your other one came up, Steven Liambas and Friday Harbor. There's
my second intro.
That's right, because this was after Shanty Bay.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. So it's the same thing here. Time lapse. Got part of the golf course again, trying to tell the story of what this place is like. Unfortunately, the boats weren't fully out, but it's still a beautiful property. And that one ended up selling.
That sold in, I think, less than a week.
Less than a week, yeah. Was it?
We had like 2 or 3 interested parties.
Beautiful, yeah.
This was a fun shoot. This was an all-day shoot as well.
Yeah, this was a nice one. I think this one here, if the boats were out a little bit more and, the season was different, I would have, and I know you would have allowed it too. We would have got some CDs. We would have had some fun with it.
Absolutely. But due to timing and strategy, we got
it worked out perfectly.
Right away. Because a property like this, you most likely want to sell and close to the new buyers so they can enjoy it in the summer.
Yeah.
So that's why we strategically listed it right in the early spring.
The other thing that I really love, you had us do that promotion time lapse for your box.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a fantastic idea. I mean, when he showed it to me and I was looking at this box, I'm like, Steven, this is brilliant. Like, it's a gift package that you give to your clients.
Yeah, it could be a gift package. It could also be an introduction, like meeting a new client, give him my buyer's guide, seller's guides, everything I can include in that box. And I knew I wanted to do something very creative with it.
It was awesome.
And the first person I said, I'm like, let me give it to Matt. And I kind of made you take the reins on that too. I remember giving you the box and saying,
what can we do with it?
Do something.
Yeah.
And you said you would love to.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. We did the time lapse, things crawling in and folding it up, and it was good. It was good. Fun, yeah. But the box is fantastic. I mean, it's, again, going back to your marketing background, genius. Brilliant.
Just got to think outside the box.
In this case, inside the box.
No fun.
It was in the box.
There you go.
No, it was fantastic, man. So, listen, it's and you got anything else coming up? I know we have one later on today. After this.
Yeah, we got one later today to shoot. We got some exciting properties in Kleinburg in spring.
Beautiful.
Coming up.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I wanted to shoot those properly.
Yep.
It's no super rush, so we're gonna get those done in the springtime.
That, you know what? Again, going back to understanding and not rushing, your job is to let the agents know, this is what I know how to do. I know when to do it. I know some people are in a rush. I know they have other circumstances. But if you could do it properly and just wait and get everything in order, not rush it, it comes out so much better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like this video, and guys, I know he wanted to get this out there, and I said, Steven, it's going to take me a week probably just to have Andrew finish editing. It took us probably about 4 or 5 days just to do editing on the photos. Steven's like, take your time. There's no rush. It's like, thank you. And when you allow that, you're going to get so much more out of it. So Yeah, I mean that goes to you, man. That's a right mindset. If there's anybody that I would say that you kind of want to follow the lead in that sense, is definitely going to be follow that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this was fun to shoot. We had 3 days of shooting, a sleepover,
This is
barbecue,
awesome.
pizza. But thankfully, the homeowner was so gracious
Yeah.
and like welcoming.
It makes a big difference.
They actually let us sleep at the property.
I know.
In order to get that 2-second sunrise shot that we really wanted. We wanted sunrise to begin the video and sunset to end the video.
And yeah.
And that was like both of our visions in the beginning.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. This was probably by far my top number one marketing shoot. So we hopefully get more of these. Hopefully this is a sign of more to come.
More to come.
This is honestly, guys, like if you haven't seen the video, go check it out on YouTube. By far the nicest property, the nicest video. And again, it's all thanks to Steven. So Steven, last question I have for you. So you are obviously a top agent that's doing a lot of great work with luxury. Besides real estate, what do you like to do?
That's a good question.
Besides real estate.
Besides real estate, what do I like to do?
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy traveling.
Because I can see from your golf swing you don't golf much.
Well, you got to take me out more often, okay?
I asked you out.
I got to learn from a pro.
You didn't come out.
I had a busy summer.
Okay, that's true.
I had a busy summer.
Like this.
So I don't know if this is a little cliche, but I thoroughly enjoy traveling.
So how's that been for you since you couldn't? Like, I mean, because of COVID.
Yeah,
right?
it's been tough. So fortunately, before COVID, I was able to do a really cool trip with my fiance.
Nice.
Actually, my girlfriend at that time. And we went to Thailand, Singapore, and Philippines.
Wow, nice.
So we were
Was that,
fortunate.
like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
It was less than a month, so like 3 and a bit.
You have to at least go that long to do all that.
So it was great. We love to travel to unorthodox places. And fortunately, we were able to vacation normally before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It seems like things are getting better, so we're planning some other trips down the pipeline.
Any first locations that you have of choice?
We want to go to Iceland.
Oh,
that'd be
beautiful.
a nice. That would actually be beautiful to shoot.
Do you need, I was gonna say, do you need?
I need a photographer.
Do you need a photographer to
you can
follow
tag
along?
along.
No problem.
Iceland. We're gonna do probably Italy and Greece in the summer.
Nice.
And we were looking at Japan at one point, Dubai, just all those places.
Dubai would be really nice.
Yeah, that would
too,
be
right?
cool to shoot too.
Yeah, Dubai's
Yeah,
beautiful.
so I would say that's probably my passions are literally marketing and travel.
Travel. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, I just started traveling again. Went off to Aruba, and it was like so much needed. So let me know when you're going again. If you need a photographer,
I'll have you tag along.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it. Steven Liambas. Go check out on YouTube. Check out the Shanty Bay, the Hamptons, and all the other properties that he has out there. Steven, thank you so much, number one, for your business, and number two, for allowing us just to do what we love to do.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me.
Awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Peace out. That is a wrap.
That was great. That was great. Are we gonna get a call with Mike?
All right, guys, so we're going to give Mr. Mike Fallico a call. He is the agent, the buying agent with Steven. He's the guy that called me during our IGTV live to get some more information on the property and ultimately ended up buying this property. So let's give him a call and let's talk to Mike. We're going to put you in on this call, too.
For a quicker response, please send a text message to 416
Why is it going
87.
voicemail? Come on, Mike. Went right to voicemail. Let's try one more time. All right, let's see if we can get him.
Hello.
Mike Fallico, how are you, buddy? It's Matthew Stallone at Stallone Media with Steven Liambas. We just finished our coffee talk show. We wanted to call you and congratulate you.
Fantastic. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the call. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Good. How are you?
Good, good. What an adventure, eh?
Oh yeah, we were just talking about how you reached out to Matt on one of our Instagram lives, and then it ultimately led to us both selling this home. Two guys growing up in Vaughan, just across the street, got this house sold.
Yeah.
That's Mike. I have to ask because this is like a fairy tale story for me. It's like, is it something like do you or other agents, I guess in general, but you specifically, you're looking for a property for your clients, so you kind of watch what we have because we kind of pre-market stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean that's it's always an edge when it's pre-market or off-market. We find that obviously when things come to MLS and we're searching through it gets really competitive, and sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But our clients are always, once we tell them that we have something that's going to come out before anyone else sees it, they get excited. So it was when we saw yours, I knew that was the one.
Well, ultimately it worked out. It was fantastic. I mean, Steven called me and he's like, guess what? Shanty Bay sold. I'm like, shut up. He goes, guess who the agent? I have no idea. He goes, you remember Mike when he called you when we were on the driveway? I'm like, get out of here. Are you serious?
So I knew it would make for a good story. So I'm really glad it worked out. We worked really well together, and ultimately it sold almost 3 months on market, which is crazy because a lot of the times homes like this, especially in that area, take around 2 years to 3 years to sell. So
yeah, it's fantastic. I'm happy for both of you guys. I'm happy for your clients as well, and I mean all around this is a great success story for all of us.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was. It was a great property. Just the photography and the videography that you did on it was unbelievable. So when I sent that to my client and they saw it firsthand, they obviously fell in love with it as well. I mean, they always want to see what their options are, so it took some time to look at other properties, and then it just circled back to this one every time. So just the way you brought everything together and the way you advertised it really helps. Awesome,
man. Thank you so much. Mike, we're gonna have to get together, and we're gonna have to go to lunch, the three of us. This is gonna be a celebration lunch for all three of us. This is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Yeah, great working with you too, Steve. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, no, I was telling Matt that how me and you worked together was like, it just really made this transaction go very smooth, and it worked out for everyone, the sellers, the buyers, and as well as the agents. I mean, when agents cooperate together, it makes the deal go way easier and way better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's definitely the key. It's definitely the key. It's the transparency. It's the honesty. Working as a team will get any deal done. So it was, and that's what we achieved together. And I was happy that you were the other agent on the other side, because I don't know if I'd be able to do it with any other agent. But
well, I agree, Mike. Same right back at you.
I'm telling you, you guys are almost making me want to get my license right now. Almost.
Never too late.
We'd be the dream team.
There you go. All right, Mike, thanks so much for taking our call. And again, congratulations. We'll be in touch. We'll get together, the three of us, come up here to King City. We'll grab some lunch down the street.
Great.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Mike.
Take care.
Take care. Bye. All right. Awesome.
Yeah,
that was
a great call.
That was awesome. All right, guys. So that is pretty much right from Mike. Yeah, what else to say? I mean, that's it. Have a good one. Take care.